Welcome to Paradise, otherwise known as Hawaii. This Hawaii travel guide is the first of 3 parts and explores all the best things to do in Hawaii, so stay tuned. We start our trip on the North Shore of Oahu with this shark encounter cage dive. It was enthralling to get up close to the biggest predators of the sea. Completely safe in the cage, you are surrounded by a creature that most of us get chills to even think about. However, if my wife can handle this, anybody can. In fact, she had so much fun, and this is one of her favorite parts of our vacation, and it's just the beginning. It is awesome to get up close to a shark and feel its intimidating presence. And when will you ever get the chance to do this again? I will link to this shark tour and everything we did in Oahu in the description below this video. Close by is Matsumoto's shaved ice, and this is a staple of the North Shore. This shaved ice has a fluffy texture, and they really are more tasty than your average shaved ice. If you're daring, try to get some beans in your shaved ice. Seriously, I don't know why this is even a thing, but I guess I had to try. The next morning we got on a dolphin excursion boat. We started this excursion doing some snorkeling while they scoped out the dolphin situation. Soon we found the dolphins, and one of the coolest moments of my life was when I looked down and I found myself swimming in a pod of dolphins. And before you knew it, there were like 30 that were just swimming all around me. Seriously, this was one of the coolest moments of my life. I'm surprised I even got to capture it on film because it happened in a flash. But it was so worth it. We did keep watching the dolphins after our swim from our boat. And here's Rob just being perfect again. For the final part of this excursion, we ended up going to swim with some of the fishes and turtles as well. Turtles are so fun to watch, and I love it when they poke their heads up to breathe out of the water. Also in my travel guides, people always ask me what I use to film with. At the end of this video, I will post a video that explains what I use to film and make travel videos. Okay, the next morning we hiked my favorite hike that I have ever done. This is the Ka'au Crater Hike. In Hawaii, there are tons of places to hike, but this one has it all. Your first destination is one of 3 waterfalls. The first waterfall is the one people like to take a dip in. You start by hiking along a stream through Hawaiian jungle vines in some of the most lush green settings. Continuing on, you find yourself at a second extremely picturesque waterfall. After a few pictures, once again, you hike up right alongside the waterfall as well. For most of you on this hike, your last destination will be a 3rd waterfall. At points, you are literally hiking on or across the waterfall. After this waterfall, you make your way to the crater. This part is not for the faint of heart or anybody out of shape. So just turn around if this next part isn't for you, and you will have already experienced such a great hike. You then hike straight up a moderately narrow ridge to the summit. Once you are at the top, you have made it to this crater, where you have a beautiful panoramic view of Oahu. Then, if you dare, you hike all the way around the crater's ridge, and on both sides of you at some points is nothing but a straight drop off. Now this is a 5 to 7 hour hike, so bring lots of water if you decide to do it. From there, it was time to go back to our hotel, which in my opinion is the best hotel in all of Oahu. This is the Royal Hawaiian on Waikiki. The whole hotel has a pink theme to it. I mean, the halls, the floor, the ceiling, everything pink. And it has a great view of Waikiki and Diamond Head. Now Waikiki is a pretty packed beach, but it does have a few perks. If you have never surfed before, Waikiki is the best place to learn to surf. The reason is that the waves are small, rolling, and consistent. Seriously, anybody can surf, especially here. I saw an uncoordinated girl next to me getting up with a little help from her instructor. I will link to the best surf instructor and lessons below. I can almost guarantee if you get a lesson with them in Waikiki, you will get up on that surfboard. I have surfed before, but I am definitely still a novice. Though I don't look like Kelly Slater, you feel like them when you're on a wave. It doesn't matter how big. So do me and yourself a favor and don't die without getting up on a surfboard and get a lesson here in Waikiki. Right next to the Royal Hawaiian is an alley of surfboards that leads to this delicious and healthy dessert stand. Banan uses fresh produce straight from the local island farmers to make acai bowls, smoothies, and drinks. Just look at these. They even taste better than they look. Now, have you really visited Hawaii if you don't go to a luau? The best luau in all of Hawaii is the Chief's Luau. Here you enjoy a traditional luau feast with a blend of Hawaiian cuisine. Next, you enjoy a Polynesian show with talent that is through the roof. Here is just a preview. The musicians, the hula dancers, the singers, and the fire dancers are all extremely entertaining. Chief Silu is the host, and he is hilarious and captivating. The hula dancers flow to the music in a way that will blow your mind. The male dancers are intense and represent the fighting spirit of the islands. The fire spinners are world champions and create a spectacle that is fascinating and visually pleasing. So sit back and relax as this show takes you through a tour of the dance of all the different Polynesian islands. At times it can be intense, but it will have you on the edge of your seat. Now, there are plenty of luau's to go to, but not all are created equal. I would make sure you see this one, and I will link to them in the description below this video. The fire show at the end of this luau is not to be missed. I mean, just look at these guys and how fast they can spin their fire swords, and who isn't entertained by fire? The Dole Plantation is a great place to visit if you love pineapple because, well, they have everything pineapple. Pineapple soap, lotion, chocolates, salad dressing, candles, anything, and even pineapple itself. But everyone's favorite is pineapple ice cream. What is awesome about the Dole Plantation are its demonstrations, like how to choose and how to cut a pineapple. There's also a train tour that takes you through pineapple fields. And there is a pineapple labyrinth, but let me be honest, the maze looks cooler than it actually is. The Hukilau Cafe in Laie is a very small diner that all the famous locals like to eat at. You may have heard of it from the movie 50 First Dates. While the movie uses a different location, it uses the popular name of this Hukilau Cafe. Also in Laie on the North Shore is the Polynesian Cultural Center. This is Oahu's top attraction. You get to explore different Pacific Island cultures all in one place. The park is divided into villages that represent some of the Pacific Islands like Samoa, Tonga, Hawaii, and Fiji. Here you can enjoy shows, hands-on activities, and luau's, which are fun for anyone, including families. Their performers are amazing, informative, and entertaining. You learn about the old way of life, including how they eat, dance, and make music, amongst other things. My favorite show was in the Samoan village, where they teach basically how the coconut was prepared and used for water, food, and fire, and just about how integral it was into their society. The whole park is put together and kept very well. It makes for a chill day, and you can top it off with their luau at night. Everything I do in this video is linked below. On the North Shore, my technique for choosing a beach is I drive along the Kamehameha Highway and find beaches I like. First we stopped by the Laniakea Beach to see the turtles. So we took some pictures and then made our way to Laie Beach Park because it is a relatively secluded beach with normally a few surfers to watch too. I love this beach first because of how chill it is. And second, there's a beautiful rock ledge where you can just watch waves crash in the background. You can even do a 5-minute hike to the edge of the cliff and feel the wind and waves crash all around you. It's such a cool little area. Now make sure you continue and watch my Maui and Big Island travel videos. Any personal questions you have about my trip, ask in the comments below and I will answer them. Subscribe to my channel or my wife's hair and makeup channel. If this Oahu travel guide helped you out, give it a like and share it with your friends. See you guys later.